Hey everyone, this is Bonnie Branham with Whimsical Art Painting Parties, and I have something fun I want to paint with you tonight. It is a gnome, and it has a Easter basket inside of, he is riding a bicycle, and inside of his bicycle basket, he has painted Easter eggs. So that is what we are going to paint tonight. It's a pattern that I made a few weeks ago, but I've not painted it yet, so who knows what it might turn out to look like, but we're gonna give it a good shot. Hey Mike, bring me my iPad back. So we're going to do some fun springtime colors, and that will add to the fun of it.
Is this one yours or Bethany's?
Close it, I can't see it. That's Bethany's. So we are going to paint it in all kinds of colors. And the fun thing is about this little pattern is I have one for every season. And our little gnome is riding a bicycle. And he is dressed in different colors. But his bike basket changes colors. Changes with the season. Is that the one you brought? I mean, yeah, that's mine. So that's what we're going to do tonight, and I wanted to look at some of the patterns that I did and see if you like them, and if you do, put a thumbs up, because they're going to be super cute. And I know a lot of people, I guess gnomes never go out of style, because I remember gnomes back when I was a kid, and even in my adulthood, they've kind of cycled in and out a little bit, but mostly they're still fun to have, and those who like them still decorate with them. So I wanted to do some gnomes, and I have a stack of them somewhere in this. I've drawn several things today, and it's been a kind of a drawing kind of day, but let's see if I can find my springtime one. How about these colors? So he is riding his bike, and he has purple and pink, and then a basket full of Easter eggs. Now, I do not have this pattern cut out in little shapes of like it would be if you were leaving the spaces open. I didn't do that. I left all those connected. But you can cut it out, and eventually when we put it on the CNC, then it'll be cut like that. So it'll be fun. So I'm going to start painting with a small brush. And I washed and soaked all my paintbrushes. And they're all clean and shiny, which is a good thing. So we'll see. I'll probably need some larger ones for some of the things, but a lot of it's small details, so we won't need to do that. So I'm going to start with purple, and I'm going to use the Violet Crush for the dress, or for his, I don't know, is that a dress? I really don't know what you call all those. And I'm going to dry this brush off, because Like I said, I had a bunch that were wet, and I had cleaned them today. All right, so I'm going to start on his clothing, and it looks like I didn't paint in his beard, so I'm just going to connect that there, and that'll be his beard. So you can see that he is riding his bike quickly down the road, and his hair is flying in the breeze. Can y'all see that okay? Anybody? If it's not showing up on the screen, just let me know. So this is just a fun seasonal thing. If you enjoy the gnomes, then we have an option for you that it could be one for every month. And for some reason that's not closing right to hold my thing up. There, nope. There we go. Now I got it. That was an ordeal. Alright, so I'm going to just keep painting in the purple. And purple is one of those that takes several coats. You could even do 3 coats on purple. And if it looks splotchy, that's what's wrong. Is you have to add more coats. So what's been going on today? Anybody doing yard work? Was the weather beautiful where you were today? It rained this morning, but then it was a beautiful afternoon. And I'm going to add a little white there and just go ahead and highlight my, I'm going to go ahead and highlight his sleeve because I don't want to lose where it is when I put the other purple under it. So I'm just going to add a little highlight here of white so I can see where it is. This one, like I said, this is the first time I've painted it, so I'm kind of picking colors as I go. I do have a pattern that I'm following with colors in it that I've already done on my iPad, but I am adding color to the board without ever having painted it yet. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't get the wrong shades and such. So I'm coming around these edges of his clothing, and I think it'll be a really cute pattern. I've been wanting to make something that was interchangeable for every season, and this kind of happened as an accident. I wasn't really planning to make it like that, but it looked cute with the basket, and that I could add other things in the basket. So there is one basket for everything. And so it would be fun to paint and have at your house. So this is Violet Crush. Yeah, Violet Crush. And I'm just filling that in like color book. But I did put in a little bit of the white so I could tell where his sleeve was in the pattern. So we've had several people sign up. We've got like one more day that we can sign people up for our workshop that we're doing Thursday night. If you want to watch and paint with us Thursday night, it's a private group, and I will send you a pattern and the list of materials, and you also get a worksheet showing the different brush strokes and how to do those. So those are all lined up. Everybody's in the group that has registered, and I can't promise that you would get a cutout, a blank, like this piece of wood. I couldn't promise you would get that at this point because it's 2 days away. But if you're local, or if you don't mind waiting a few days after you have seen me paint, then you can just sign up anyway, and we will send you the digital design. And if you have a way of cutting it, you can cut it yourself, and you don't have to worry about any of the shipping. If you can cut it yourself, you can use the digital pattern that I send you. So we have several in our group, and we are going to paint a beautiful truck, a spring truck, on Thursday night. So if you're on the fence and just thinking about it'd be fun, go ahead and sign up. I'm pretty sure that I can walk you through it step by step to where you can do it yourself. And I've had some of the girls here in Central Louisiana that have come to our paint parties, and they wanted to participate. So if you are local, all you have to do is come get you a blank, and we'll get you set up. So there's his little outfit. I'm going to get some of my dark purple diazonine dioxazine purple, and then I'm going to shade just a little underneath his sleeve, because I put a light highlight there, and so I'm going to go back and put a shading of dark purple right under there. And I've wet my paintbrush, and I'm adding the paint, and I want it to spread out into the middle of my paintbrush so that it's not this straight line but a faded. It grades as it moves down the brush into the center. You want it to move into the center of your paintbrush. So that way you don't have like you just drew a straight line or a curved line. Now, maybe Mike will come out and visit with us. He's been working outside today. I know he's probably tired. He did a lot of doing some work on our, he edged and did all sorts of stuff, cleaning up our front yard nicely. All right, I am going to use I may use the Diva Pink, but I may add in a little bit of purple with that pink because I want it to have a little bit more. I'm just going to add it in with the pink that I mean the purple that I've already added. Woo, that's a lot. So I have pink on top and I have purple underneath. And I'm just going to blend those around because I want it to have a little darker purple pink. That's almost there. So I'm going to put 1 or 2 more drops of the purple. And remember, if you do mix up a paint to add a different color, make up enough that you don't run out, because it's hard to match. It's hard to get through halfway and then you don't have enough, and it's, unless you go back over it again, it's difficult to get that right. And this is a kind of small area, so I don't have to put too much. So I'm painting a very pink purple mix of paint for his hat. His, her, I really don't know how that works. So I'm going around his nose. And then I'm going to fill in the sides, the edges of this. I don't want to get too far and not have those you better come say hey.
Hey. How's it coming?
It's good. I'm not very far in, but it's good. Bless you. Hey, you can add a link to our page. You can add a link into our live right now.
Add a link to what?
At the bottom of our live, just so they can sign up.
Okay.
Did I throw you off? I'm sorry.
I don't really know how to do that. You can do it on your iPad.
Yeah, I might could. I will look and see. La 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 la. So let me make sure I have it. I think I have it turned down already. Y'all can follow us on TikTok also, and on YouTube. We are getting our videos from the past 3 years uploaded to YouTube. So if you want to binge watch one day, you can do that. And also, you can watch some of our videos that we've done on TikTok. So I am somewhat new now to that, and I'm working on getting some of those done. Let's see. All right, let's turn the volume down. Somewhat new. Okay. And I will paste that in there. And there is a site to go and check out. Hey, Melba. there is a site where you can check out the sign up, and you can join our group there. So I added that to this video, this live. So I am just working this around to fill it in. It's got a little bit of mixture of the pink and purple. And I'm just thickening it up. There wasn't, this is not a lot of space. So I didn't run out of paint. But I've had that happen a few times, and I know that you should make a lot if you're going to do something that you need to add a lot of paint to, because unless you somehow come up with a way to measure it, I eyeball it, and I just think, well, I had this much of purple and I have this much of pink, and I try to kind of recognize what I've done, but it's still pretty impossible. Hey, how are y'all today, Melba? We've had a good day. I worked on my paint room again, my studio, getting it straightened up after all of our work last week where I painted the cabinets. I got most of the tables cleaned off and all the things put back in the drawer. So I am happy with that. So now, oh, I missed a spot. I'm going to get in that little space there. All right, I think that's all covered now. And let's see, what color?
Clifford in here?
Clifford, I don't know where he is. Grab me a sponge while you're passing by. Or I've got one right here. This one works. This is a good one.
Here's a fresh one.
There's not much on that.
I like those colors.
Do they look Eastery?
Yeah. I like the color that you painted. You painted better than the one that you threw on. I like the darker purple. Hello, French.
Tell your Aunt Melba hi.
Hello, Aunt Melba. I look bald.
You look like your daddy?
I look like my daddy.
Okay, please don't chew on my arm right now.
Is it dry enough to be
So,
doing dots?
It's dry enough.
And tell Julie I say hello too.
Yeah. Where's that one gonna go? Okay, grab a little piece of this paper, this plastic, and I'm gonna cover the edge of that so I can add one right here. It's not going to be all the way on the center. I mean, the whole thing is not going to be on there. And I'm going to put another one. Well, it's already white, so it's not going to matter too much if it... Is that good?
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was thinking.
You were thinking correctly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now...
You have to wait for that top to dry before you put the...
Yeah, I can't do the top part of it.
It looks pretty wet.
It looks what?
Pretty wet.
Yeah.
She said hello, and she says hi.
Hey, Julie. All right. not Kool-Aid. It's
Yum.
paint water.
I could drink some Kool-Aid.
And, yeah. Yeah, I like Kool-Aid. I'm going to use Pale Daffodil to paint my bicycle. And I may go back over it with some yellow. Lello, as my grandkids used to say. Lello. And many other kids that I have taught over the years. So I'm just using my little number 8 round brush to fill in this space. I don't know if I can. Let me go back and see what if you can see it on the camera. But I'm just going to fill that in. He's going to be riding on a yellow bicycle. And in some of these patterns, I change it up. And he's riding on a red bicycle. Or he's riding on a, I don't know. I had several different colored bicycles. And I'm not filling in all of the tire in, you know, I'm just painting that white, a white gray. And letting that be good. So that they won't be open, and they won't be open when we use the CNC to cut these. Not the wheels, I don't think. Unless we get much better at this. Oh, Julie, you're not feeling good? I'm sorry, sweetie. Oops, I painted my tire. But that's okay. The black will cover it up. I ran out of the lines. All the pretty colors that I've already been painting, I can use these colors to paint my Easter eggs. I'd like to go bike riding. It'd probably kill my legs, but that would be fun. We had bikes one time, and I am so afraid of dogs coming out and chasing me that I just couldn't do it. I could not ride out on the road because I was afraid. And I got bit one time when I was little. And barking dogs do not make me feel good. They make me scared. Alright, I'm going to use Sun-Kissed Peach for his nose and his hands. And there's only one hand really showing in this. This is a pretty simple pattern. It's not a hard one to paint. It's a lot of color book. I mean, you can do a lot of shading if you want, but if that intimidates you, then you don't have to. You can just color book, paint it in. Color book with a paintbrush. I'm going to turn it around. Here we are so far. See how his beard is blowing in the wind? And I'm blending in some white just to soften that peach color, and it'll be more of a skin tone, because I don't want it to be all together peachy. So I'm just putting some of that in the paint, and then I can go back and shade it with the the darker. So we have two things going on this week. One of them is our mantle makeup, and we are putting mantle makeup together now, and we will be mailing it at the end of the week, or maybe next Monday, but we'll finish it over the weekend. And those are your May mantle makeup pieces, and we have not released the details of it. We've not shown our members what we're doing yet, but if you want to get in on that, I can also put a link to that in our comments, and that will be for May, and we just painted our hangers, our mantle makeup for this month. No, I'm sorry, I said that all wrong. We just painted our mantle makeup for April, so we got April done, and we're ready to decorate for Easter and put those out. And then we have also our May, and that's what's going out. And so you are in time if you want to order the May mantle makeup. And we will soon post a picture of what it's going to be. But it's very springy, I will say that. It will be a good a good mantelpiece for either your mantle or your tabletop. Now, while I'm letting that dry, I'm going to paint his beard white. It's already done white, but I'm going to add another coat so it doesn't show through. There was a base coat of white, and that's all. I didn't have a base coat any other color on there. It was just that base coat. And so now I'm going to add white. And he actually got a little purple. Maybe he had his beard dyed a little. Okay. Just filling that in. I'm going to get a bigger brush because that's going to take forever. So I'm going to get a little bit more paint and a little bit more of my paint. I'm going to get a bigger paintbrush and some more of the white. And just go to town, filling it in. If y'all don't mind sharing this, I would appreciate that too. If you can tag your friend or share it with your friend, especially somebody that you think might participate and want to paint. I know some of us like to watch and not paint, and some of us enjoy that, and that's our relaxation. He's moving along. I can't wait to paint the Easter eggs. That's going to be fun. I have happy memories of dyeing eggs. Did I get that side? Yeah, I did, but I didn't get the purple. So let me wash that off. Alright, now I have a couple of places here that I didn't get paint on the edges, so I'm going to go back and fill those in. So I am going to rinse this one out, get the purple off of it. And while that's all drying, I'm going to come around to the wheels. See, it's not too much. I mean, all that's almost complete. I'll put a few wisps of gray in there. And I'm going to use my black and put in the wheels, the black part of the wheels, and come right up to her clothes there. And then I'll come back around with some kind of center color that will be not a focal color, but will hide it as much as possible. Alright, now I'm going to paint the outer edge. So have you decorated anything for your Easter table or Easter? Does anybody have Easter decorations? I have them out. I just don't have them all organized like I want. So I'm not quite finished with that. I've been painting and working on our mantle makeup and on our workshop, and so we've been busy. I haven't gotten my mantle finished, and I want to get that done tomorrow and get it finished tomorrow, because I have all my pretty pieces that I painted, and my mantle, I have all the pieces I want to decorate it with. I just don't have it done. So tomorrow's the day. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow evening or something. I hope it doesn't storm badly. And I'm almost finished going around this circle. I don't want to make my tires get bigger and bigger and bigger. Trying to stay in that line or right on it. Alright, let me smooth those out so my lines are not too wobbly. Alright, now I'm going to look back at my pattern and see what it has on it. And I'm just going to leave this white, maybe with a touch of gray. Just a little bit of gray in it to make it have a little mixture of, I'll pick up a little bit of black and put some white in there. But I don't want it to be solid gray. Let me put a little more white because I don't want it to be, I just want it to be a light gray. Alright, I'm going to do this one on this side. That is not light gray. So I'll just add some white in there. I miss our paint parties. If anybody's ready to sign up for those, we have some openings. We have some openings in April. And I think we have one in March. So if anybody's interested, let me know. We can set that up. Hey Jerry, you're live hopping. I know. I was watching. I knew that Erica was on tonight, and I think everybody picks Tuesday because everybody's just kind of chilling on Tuesday. I may need to move mine so that I can watch theirs and they can come back to ours. So stop by again and see where we are with it. I know that there was 2 or 3 painting tonight in our group. But I'm happy you stopped by, and I appreciate it. And Jerry will be painting with us Thursday night. She's one of our painters that's going to join us. Alright, so I put some gray in there and lightened it up with a little bit of extra white. So I got my hair. I got some sparkles in my hair today. I don't know if you can tell it on the screen. It looks about the same in my screen there, but I got to go and have my hair done and get some highlights so my gray hairs don't show so much. And I think 2020 just brought a new head of hair of gray. And I like to have a few sparkles, which is what I call highlights. Alright, that was a long ordeal there. I didn't mean for that to take so long, but it did. Alright, I kind of overran my yellow there, so I'm going to cover it up. And I'm trying to make sure I don't get it too dark gray. I want it to not be. I just got a kick out of this little guy. I love the way his hair is, his beard is blowing in the wind. That just, I don't know, it made me laugh, made me happy. He just looks like he's having a good day, riding down the road on his bike. Alrighty, there we go. Now I want to take a liner brush and give him some wheel spokes. So let's see. What did I do for that color? I did it in black, and I did black along here where the wheel comes around that. I don't know what that part of the bike is called. It's the chain cover. I know that. And we're going to see how we do this. So I'm just using my liner brush, and I'm way up on the tip of it. And then there's another one coming this way. And I'm doing another one this way. And another one this way. And then I'm going to go back and let's see, where did I? Okay. So then I have another one that's going to come down this way. And this way. And then I'm going to scoot over a little more. And run that one, and then I'm going to do, let's see, this way, and this way, and then the rest of them are just kind of behind there, so it won't matter as much where they come out. That one got a little wide. And I'm going to color this yellow, this circle and in black just to make it covered up. Just wanted to cover it up. So these are actually going to be black also. If you know your bicycle parts better than me, then just tell me what these parts are called. I don't really know. And I didn't think to look. But I'm going to, oop, my iPad shut down. Let's see, go back. Alright, so we're going to go up here and come down, and over here, and do the same. You have to keep enough on the tip end of your paintbrush to make that happen. And over here, we're going to come down to there. And then we're going to come here, and here, and here, let's see, here, and here, and then one over here, and one, ooh, let's see if I can figure that out. Let's make one here, and got another one running parallel here. And then we got some coming over here and crossing. And here. And I don't know, I guess there's one here. Here, we're going to add that. And then we're going to do this and that. And then I'm going to make a circle around the yellow. All right, good deal. I like that. Now, I'm going to paint the edges of that black, and then I'm going to come back and add in some of that gray that I had earlier. And we're going to let this kind of overlap like it was built into it. And then I'm going to grab some gray, if there's any left. We have to make some. And I'm going to put some gray up here on this piece. Simple. Maybe a little darker. And then I'm going to keep on going up, and this part here is also gray. Okay. I made a giant 6-foot gnome for a Christmas door hanger. It was as long as the door. Definitely the biggest door hanger I've ever made. That was actually going to hang on the door. And then I'm going to do some more gray for the handlebars. And there's a little bit of black in that. Okay, and then I'm going to pick up that black again and just make my little handlebar right in here. And I'll just go over that. Maybe I didn't miss too much of it. guess I'll raise it up and check it, because I need to cover it good so it doesn't show. And I'm going to go back with my little bit of black. I'm going to mix it in with that white, and I'm going to come right here and put some more of that gray. But I want to put a little bit of a shade here just to offset that other handle, so that you can tell where one handle is and the other handle. And I'm putting another one, and you can't see his other hand, but we're just going to imagine it's back there. And I'm going to cover up, see if I can get that black off of there where I got it on his hand. And just put my arm in the black paint, which is common, everyday business for me. Alright, so that's, I got one more part there that's this, his shoes. I actually have red shoes on him, and I don't know if you need red shoes or not, but he needs a pedal to put his feet on. So I'm going to make my pedal right here, and I'll make it black. And maybe add a little gray and white, just to set it off so you can tell that it's maybe a pedal. And then right here, I'm going to get a little bit more gray and make that come down here. This is what's holding it up. And I did have a kickstand on there, but I couldn't really come up with a good way to make it look right. So I'm going to go around this in gray, and it's the part of the petals. So I posted a picture this afternoon of our painting that Mike and I did on Friday night. I painted a bunny rabbit, and he painted a quilt star. So I posted those today if you want to look at those on our Facebook. He finished his later. He didn't finish it as we were doing it. He has a pretty bad shoulder, and he gets tired of holding. He got tired of painting, so he took a break and then finished it later. And it turned out really pretty. I told him it was an heirloom, and he just laughed. I don't think so. And I'm going to paint this part of the bike black. Alright, and I'm going to go back over my bicycle color with the yellow. I'm going to go back over it with a bright yellow. So I think it'll not be nice to have it bright and happy. So I'm just going to fill that in with a little bit of yellow. And I painted the pale daffodil over it first because that color's not as hard to cover with one coat, and then this yellow probably would have taken three coats before you can get a good coverage. So I went ahead and painted the daffodil, pale daffodil, and then I did the yellow, the bright yellow. You can see through this pretty easily when you just put one coat on. And I can see that little black where that part of the bike came up in there, and I'm going to cover it with a little bit of the pale yellow again because it will cover up black. And the other yellow will not. Pale yellow will, bright yellow will not. Alright, he's got to have a shoe. And I had red on there, but I've got this other color out, and it's real cute too. And it's a coral. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to use it. And not worry about the red shoe because it don't match any better than this does. And you could paint it with the pink and have the shoes match his hat. But I chose to use a different color. But there's no special rule. And I'm going to go around it one more time and make it curve good. And I think I'll put a little bit of the peach, sun-kissed peach, just to give it some highlights. And I don't know what this is going to do, but I'm going to put in a little bit of shadow there. So I tried the pink. I don't know if it'll... I'm going to blend that in better so it doesn't look messy. And I'm just going to blend that up to the skirt. The dress, the whatever gnomes wear. And I'll go back over that with a touch of black because I got it down on the petal. Alrighty, that's done. Now I'm going to add another little bit of paint to my hat, and I'm wondering if I can get through this, if I have enough. Globby stuff there. So I wetted a little bit to thin it, and I'm going to try to finish it off with this. Because I don't want to add any more, but I really think I didn't quite accomplish what I told you to do. And one drop of purple. And you may get to see how hard it is to... that didn't do too bad. Alright, little trash there. So again, the cool thing about this little pattern is it's going to offer you, you can do one like this, or you can do a set of 3 attachments. You can buy all the attachments, but they're going to be divided into 3, and you can choose which ones you want to start with. And we will post that on our website and on Facebook. Alright, so we did okay with mixing and matching color. Putting purple and pink together. So there's not any open places now that aren't covered good with paint. Hi, Grace. How are you tonight? I'm glad y'all stopped by to see us, too. I am painting a gnome riding a bicycle. And his basket is going to be filled with Easter eggs. But the fun thing about this is I have a basket for every season, from a snowy January to a Christmas. I'm washing my paintbrush out in a bottle of water because I didn't bring any in here, and I had one that had a little bit of water in it, but not enough. So it's been kind of helpful, actually. All right, now the fun part. I'm gonna. I have to look back. The basket is brown, I think. Yeah, the little basket on my bicycle is brown. You could make it into a woven looking basket. Or whatever suits your fancy. And whatever color. But all of my baskets are going to have the brown bottom. And then some wire. Although this one doesn't have that. But you can, on some of them you can see the wire. This one's covered in, it's covered in grass, so you don't see the wire in this one. But it's not real wire, you know. It's like the basket is holding, like a wire basket that you would have. So we have been busy this week getting everything ready for our workshop and on Thursday. And I think I've got all the details covered except for some little videos that I want to add in before, well, I guess I can add them in tomorrow and the next day before we do our painting that Thursday night. But if you still want to join, you can join. You just won't have time to get your blank from us. Now, if you can cut your own, that's great, and you can get your own cut out. It won't take you 10 minutes to cut it out, but we can't ship it after today. I don't think we have time, unless you don't mind if it comes after we start. And some people were, yeah, that's no problem. I'm not going to paint it until the weekend or whatever. So I'm just going around this outer edges with the green. That's my straw, my Easter grass. And I'm just using a little liner brush because it's not a lot of, is that an egg? No, that's got to be grass. We're going to make that grass, it looks like grass. And yes, I did draw it. But I don't remember why that, I guess I never put any of the curly cues in it to make it look like there was straw wiggly. You know how grass is curly, Easter basket grass. It's kind of curly and not flat. So, I was wondering, what was that? And it goes all the way around all the parts. So this will be the last part of it. There's some outlining, and you know, there's always, you can always add highlights all about and everywhere. So I'm going to put that paintbrush down and switch to something that can cover a little more territory and a little faster. So this little guy was a kind of an imagination of what else can I do with a gnome, because they're not out of style yet. They are still, like I said earlier, I think they're forever. They're timeless, because I remember, you know, these have been around in gardens and yards, and they don't ever go out of style. If you like them, you don't quit liking them, it seems. And I know not everybody's doing those, but the people who do like them really like them a lot. Okay, so I have covered it like that with just some solid green, and now I'm going to go back with my liner brush, and I'm going to use I think I'm going to use Lime Tree. I should be writing these down. I always get caught like that. I don't write them down, and then I have to go back and figure out what color was that. And I'm just going to make little squigglies on my board. Just little 2 or 3 wavy lines to give it that grassy look. And then I'll go back and add it also with some white. Because you want it to look like your Christmas, I can't even remember what season I'm in. You want it to look like Easter grass. Alright, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of white if I can get some without it turning gray. Because I about ran out of space on my palette. And I'm going to just put a few in different directions. They can overlap. And we'll bring some of those up over the top also. Whenever I finish my eggs, I'll put a few of these up over the top of the egg just to give it a you know, not like they're hanging on for dear life, but that they're tucked in there. All right. Let me see what color I painted my eggs. Okay, so one of them is the bright pink. And it's the one at the top. Can y'all see? Let me go back and see what y'all can see. Okay, so this is the little pink egg. You could add in a little golden egg if you wanted to do that. You can put names on them. There's lots of ways you could decorate these up. Put little dots and lines and whatever. And then we're going to have a pretty blue. I'm going to use one of my favorite colors, Key West. Will make a pretty little egg. It's kind of a robin's egg blue kind of color when I think of it. And I'm going to put it in here. Okay. We'll go back and put some highlights on these little eggs and maybe some shade, but for sure highlights. And then further down, I'm going to do a little blue egg. And this one is an old one, but it's called Pool Blue. Let me get one that's not an old one, so if somebody wants to copy. We're going to use Cloudless. Let's see how far off Cloudless is from there, and we may not. We may, yeah, that'd be okay. So Cloudless is a blue, and I make it come up over that egg a little bit because that one's kind of tucked in behind it. Alright, add a little bit more because I kind of got some green from the grass mixing up in it, and I want to try to blend that together so it's not so, whoops, that didn't work so well. Let's see what's best here, to add in the green again. Because I ran off the road good with my blue there. Okay, let me turn that a little bit, because I'm sort of painting away from me, and that's not always good. Alright, I think the best thing to do at this point is let that dry, and then I can add another coat of blue, because it's got green in it, and it don't look bad. And then I had another color, because I had a yellow, so I'm going to use this pale daffodil, and try not to pick up that green. Maybe I need a little more. So if y'all can go over and like us, we have a Whimsical Art is our YouTube channel, and if you will go over there and subscribe, you can see all the videos that we have painted over the last 3 years. We are adding them. They're not all there yet, but they're being added. And also, if you want to see some of our TikTok videos, we are Whimsical Art on TikTok also. So those are some options to see what we've been up to. And if you do want to join our mantle makeup, it is time for our May. We'll be sending out May, and we would love for you to join. It is going to be a beautiful springtime decor that you can use on a tabletop, a mantle. You can put it on your entry table, a shelf, any place that you like to decorate. It has a little stand to hold up the piece so that it sets upright. And I show you in 3 Facebook Live videos how to paint it. And I give you the colors you need and the brushes you need, and we just paint and have a good time. And if that's something you would like to do, just to learn more brush strokes and how to use your paintbrush to do the shading and highlighting, join us. and I will help you learn. Alright, so my little eggs are all done. I'm going to turn them around, and I'm going to move a little bit of that green. I'm going to bring it up onto my eggs so they don't look like they're just laying on top. I may have to wait until they're dry enough, but I want them to look like they're a little bit tucked in so that they are not going to fall out. You want them to look like they were tucked into the basket. And that your grass was part of the plan. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of palm leaf to give it a third color and a darker. Well, I guess this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix those and just put some little wisp across there to get them all in the inside the basket area. Because you don't want your little eggs to fall out your basket. Okay, that seems to be a better look to me. Before I finish that, I'm going to use my white. I'm going to put a little highlight on each one of these eggs. And that's one thing I do teach in our group, is how to make those little highlights. And I'm going to put some highlights on the wheels. Not the wheel, well, yeah, on the wheels too. Put a little spin on it so it'll have some movement. And I'm thinking, what else? I'm going to put some purple right here in these little circles, and it makes a strangely unusual amount of difference when you put those. They look like they just have a more of a dimensional look to them. I'm going to look at this and see what I'm missing right here. It may be just part of his outfit. There's a empty spot there. And no, that's just where his clothes in. So I'm going to use my little fine paintbrush, and I'm going to close all that in and outline it. And hopefully we can figure out how to use our machine to cut those openings, but it's not entirely necessary, in my opinion. I have a lot of opinions. So I'm just adding in some outlines and that kind of stuff. So it's all done. Everything is colored in, but I'm just adding some. I'm going to add a different color here. I'm going to use this coral in a little brown, and I'm going to outline his hands. Okay. And I'm going to come back over here to his hat, because his hat should have some, and his beard should have some little highlights on it. So I'm going to grab a brush that is a angled brush, and I'm going to add some shading to that. Alright, here's an angled brush. See, it's long on one end and shorter on the other. Ooh, sorry, that was loud. And I'm going to just get a little smidgen of gray. And I'm going to bring it through his beard just a tiny bit to make it look like it's not entirely just one solid nothing, but that it has flow. It makes it look like it flows. And I'm going to put a little water on it because it's dry. And that's good. I don't want it a lot. I can add a tiny bit of a darker, like just up here. I'll add a little bit more shading along there that's a little darker, and under his nose, and maybe here along his clothes, where it joins his clothes. And then on this, I have to turn it around so I can see which way it goes. And I'm going to look at my pattern again. And I've got some places that I'm going to highlight and some places that I'm going to shade. And I really picked up a skinny shading brush, and this angled brush is pretty small. So it's so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it come down to there, and then I'm going to make it come to here, and I'm just going to go back over that to blend it together, and I'm going to bring some up to here. And then I'm going to outline around that hat and a little bit of outline in his beard. So here we go with a little bit of black, and we're just going to do a few little dot, 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 and maybe there, dot, dot, dot. Try the dot, dot, dot again. And then down through here, dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot helps when you don't want to worry about making a perfectly straight line. You can join those little places with little dots. And it kind of gives you some leeway in how perfectly straight and even your brush strokes are. And I'm going to go around his nose ever so carefully. And I'm going to outline his nose. I ran out of paint. Go back and pull that in. See if I can smooth that little bobble I did there. Now, he wouldn't be okay if you don't put a little bit of, I'm going to add a little bit of red shade to his nose. And then a little white mark. So I'm just going to do that right around the edge. I'm going to wash that off and fan it out. If you can see it, it's pretty bold. I'm going to smooth it down with just by walking it back and forth until it's very blended out. And I don't want to pick up a black that's there. Alright, so there we go. He has a little bit of a red nose now. Maybe he's hot. Okay, I'm gonna add back a little bit of the sun-kissed peach down there. And if you get it too red or too whatever you don't like, just pick up this color you started with and add it back. And it will help blend in that shade that you were wanting, and it'll thin it down to where it's not like a big red line. And then I'm going to take my white and put a highlight right there, and maybe right here, and here, and here. I think I'm going to take my purple, that dark purple that we were using. My water looks like strawberry ice cream melted. And I'm going to just pick up a little tip of that. And where this is crinkled up, I'm going to run a little bit of darker purple down through there. And also right in here. And it just gives it a little bit of shade to make it look like that hat was floppy, and it's kind of folded down. And you just keep working that as you want to smooth that down however you feel like you need to. If that one gets too thick, then you can brush it off a little. But there's that. And I'm going to outline his little bike. I'm going to use some gold. I'm going to add some of the gold, King's Gold, to shade around my bicycle. Whatever this thing is around the chain, that's what I'm going to add that on, just to darken it a little bit there. And ooh, I got pink in it. Wash that out. It's pretty pink in that water, and it got some pink in it, but it's okay. It's not much. Well, it wasn't much. It seems to be growing. How about I try a different paintbrush that doesn't have a gallon of pink paint in it. So sometimes when things happen like that, you just go back over it and fix it. Put that pink, that yellow back on there. Then you can dip your paintbrush and put two colors, and you got a clean paintbrush with no pink in it. And that helps to give your, just helps finish off your product really nicely. You want it to have a finished look, and that's how you can do that. If it gets out of line and you need to cover up something, just get the black out and cover it up. I'm going to outline his little shoe. And I'm going to put a little swoosh to highlight it. And I think I've about swooshed everything there is to swoosh. I'll swish these and that. And this. And maybe on his hand a little. And I think
Putting the finishing touches
you are
on.
just in time for the end of it. No, I didn't do that one piece there. I didn't put any of the King's Gold on here. So I'm just going to do that now. And then put a little swish of white somewhere. And I don't see anything that's not done. Do you?
No, looks good.
If you see anything, I'm going to make this a little bit of a basket weave. And if you do this and this, and that and that, you get a little basket weave out of that. Alrighty, so I'm finished. And that's, can you raise that up just a tiny here, this camera? Hold it by the, yeah, that'll work. So here is our cute little gnome with his cute little Easter basket. And the fun thing is there is a Easter basket. He's going to the beach with one of these baskets. He's got a 4th of July colors. He's got back to school. He's got pumpkins and sunflowers and Christmas and hearts and flowers, and there's at least a dozen of these that you can either change it out or you can paint the whole thing. We've got you covered for a year on our cute little gnome. So I appreciate y'all watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, and remember, let me go back and put that link. If you want to join Mantle Makeup, we are mailing those this week and probably Monday, maybe? Or will we have them all out by this week? Somewhere close to that. We are mailing those out. And then, let me see what I have to do to get out of this. Because I've got to go. I'm stuck. Anyway, I've got to, thank you, Grace. I've got to make that smaller. And I never know why that does that. Okay, let me go over here and get Mantle Makeup. So I had that one put in, but I didn't have the other one. Okay, now I'm coming back. And I've got paint everywhere. Alright, so this is Mantle Makeup. And that's 3 pieces of blanks. You get 3 blanks with 3 patterns, 3 tutorials, and then I do another one where I set up a mantle, or that you can see how I use my painted pieces to decorate it. So you get all those, and you get your digital pattern to transfer. And then you watch with us for 3 nights. And you don't have to do it that night. You can watch it whenever you have time. And you have all of that in that monthly subscription. And you can decorate your home for every season. So I have put a link in there for Mantle Makeup and a link in there for where'd it go? Well, I don't see it. I'll go back and put it in. I don't see where it went. But that's Mantle Makeup. And I will put the other one in for this Thursday workshop if you're still interested in that. It won't you won't have time to get the wood blank, but you can watch and then paint it later. So that would be good too. Either way. I mean, it's not like you can't do it if you don't watch it the first day. But I'm going to run down here and drop it in again, because maybe, I don't know why it wasn't there. One more after I get past my cute little kitty cat. Alright, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to drop that in there. Y'all forgive me for being so slow. Alright, and this one is the spring truck workshop. And it is called Hello Spring. So let me see if I can put Hello Spring up there. Hello Spring. Okay, now there is a place for you to open either one of those if you're interested. And I want y'all to have a great night. And Gina, hi. We are just finishing up. Gina, go back and watch the replay if you want. We painted a cute little Easter basket gnome, and I was telling the others as it came on that we have made a 12-month gnome door hanger that you can paint each month. And if you're interested in the just in the small cutout to put on at the, if you want to, we can just send this, and then each month you can get a new attachment that will go on your bicycle. But you want to change his clothes up, and you know, for whatever season. I see another thing. Do y'all ever do that? Do you just keep painting because you see something over and over that you missed? I didn't outline his little sleeve and his clothes there. So I've attached a link where you can go and watch, go and look at, not watch, go and look at Mantle Makeup. It's 3 pieces per month for you to paint, and I give you instructions for how to paint them. I paint them live, and you can watch and paint yours following my directions. And also, we have a spring truck workshop this Thursday. Where is my spring truck? It's hanging over there. Oh well, it's posted below if you want to see it. There's lots of it posted. So we're going to paint that on Thursday night at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. And if you're interested in painting with us and you have your own saw or whatever, you can let us know, and we'll send you the pattern, and we'll invoice you so that you can get that. And we're going to have a good time on Thursday evening. So y'all have a great night, and I will be back. Well, I won't be back on this group. I'll be back on Thursday in the other group. So if you want to join us, let us know. Drop a comment below workshop, and I'll send you the information if you don't sign up from this. Y'all have a great night, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.